Ernest Hemingway's personal life was so messy that it makes even the wildest reality show look tame. While recuperating from an injury that he sustained while volunteering for the Red Cross in the Italian front during World War I, he fell in love with a nurse named Agnes von Kurowski. She was 7 years older than him, and he was convinced that they were going to get married. However, when he returned home, he received a letter from her that she was engaged to another. She later inspired a character in his novel, A Farewell to Arms. He then met Hadley Richardson through his roommate's sister when she came to visit her in Chicago. Hadley reminded him of Agnes, and he was immediately infatuated with her, writing, "I knew that she was the girl I was going to marry, despite Hadley being 8 years older than him." They married in September 1921, less than a year after meeting, and the two moved to Paris shortly after. There they lived on Hemingway's salary as a foreign correspondent for the Toronto Star and Hadley's inheritance money. In 1926, he began an affair with Pauline Pfeiffer, a fashionable writer for Vogue. Hadley became aware of the affair, and this led to a weird situation during the Spanish influenza where Hemingway quarantined with both his wife and his mistress. Let me know if you want to hear that story. In January 1927, Hadley and Hemingway divorced, and a few months later he married Pauline. In 1937, while still married, he and writer Martha Gellhorn went to go cover the Spanish Civil War and, you guessed it, began an affair. He and Pauline's marriage was already strained, and it culminated in Pauline leaving him. Shortly after their divorce, he married Martha in November 1940. Their marriage was marked by frequent and bitter fighting fueled by his drinking. During his marriage to Martha, he met Time magazine correspondent Mary Welsh in London during World War II. He immediately became infatuated with her and asked her to marry him on their third meeting, while he was still married. He and Martha divorced, and he married Mary shortly after. Their relationship was marked by a series of weird accidents, including a plane crash and skiing accidents, as well as severe health problems that eventually led to Hemingway's demise. In 1948, Mary and Hemingway traveled to Venice, where the 49-year-old Hemingway fell in love with the 19-year-old Adriana Ivancic. However, Mary remained married to Hemingway until he passed away in 1961. Overall, his relationships were marred by womanizing, drinking, and intense fighting. He was a brilliant writer, but an overall pretty terrible person.